I'm as excited as they are.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, today we're talking about shipping. I think a lot of folks, more and more folks are shipping products. Some folks are drop shipping. We always encourage everyone to take advantage of that if you're on
Yep.
the pro account. Um, but we want to make sure that all your as much as your shipping costs are covered as possible. And so sometimes you can just set some rules up. If you're shipping other places farther away, that can get more expensive. How do we account for that, Mark?
Yeah. So when we want to have different shipping rules or methods based on geography, we use shipping zones. And I think it seems like most people don't, but it's a great
Hmm.
tool. And so if you want to explore that, here's what you do. Let me back up and do that again since I was just clicking and not. So
Tell us,
settings
yeah.
and fulfillment and shipping zones is where we're going to do the work here today. But before we do that, there's a couple of things. One, if you want a country to show up in a shipping zone, it has to be enabled as a shipping country. And
Mm-hmm.
so, our example here is that some stores in the US will ship into Canada if they're close and vice versa. So I don't have Canada enabled, but I do have the United States enabled way down here. And then likewise, if you want to include a state in your shipping zone, it has to be enabled. So I may want to include Alaska, so I have it enabled. I may not include Hawaii, so it won't show up at all. So there you go. Those are some prerequisites, so to speak. And
Nice.
now we'll go to shipping zone. So when we want to ship or have different shipping rates for our customers, and it might be to cover cost, as you said, but it also might just be to be competitive. So if you have cost set up to be covered for, Washington State and you're in Florida, that might make your Florida shipping kind of expensive. So you might want to set those up. So here's what you can do. You can start here with add a new zone. We're going to call this the daily live stream zone. Little branding. And we're going to do it by state. So we're going to do those. And notice this is that example. So Canada doesn't show up here because I don't have Canada enabled. But once I do select that, these are all the states I have selected. Oh, that's interesting. Hawaii is there. Maybe that's the case for countries and not states, but I thought it was. Anyway, you pick the states. So let's say that this zone, since we're in Colorado, is going to include Colorado and California and what else is close? Utah
Utah.
and Utah. And so when we set this zone up, we might have lower shipping costs because it's relatively close.
Mm-hmm.
And then I might set up another one. Do-do-do-do. We'll call that so I don't type as much, just a daily uh, far away zone. And by the way, customers don't see this, so you can be as descriptive or silly as you'd like. And then
Whatever makes sense to you. Yeah.
exactly. And so this might just be, further things away. We pick the states, or maybe we just pick all of them and then take out the ones that we had in the other zone. Because if we don't want to overlap, if we overlap, then that causes problems. So you definitely want discrete things in there. Maybe I don't want that or Samoa or Alaska. Anyway, whatever I want. So the one selected will be in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I've set these two zones up. If I go back to my shipping method, now I can come into this ground shipping method. And when I edit this rule, instead of applying to every zone, I can apply that to the daily zone or the daily far away zone. And so that's pretty handy. And so
Mm-hmm.
now I could say for the ones that are up close, I'm going to charge, for orders under $100, I'm going to charge $15, whatever. And orders over 100, I'm going to charge zero. And I can set that up for those zones. And I can, for the far aways, I can say, well, it's farther away. I'm going to charge $30 for that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you want to be competitive. Sometimes you might want to just discourage that if somebody is far away and going to order from you, that they're going to see a larger shipping amount, and that just helps them, be legitimate, and be specific about if they really want to order from you that far away because it's a little more work for you. However you want to use that, this is the way you can use that. And then the last thing we'll talk about is um, home delivery methods. Because in the home delivery methods, when you set those up, you do those by zip code.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one set here. So you do the home delivery by zip code. and you put those zip codes here, the let's call it postal codes because it could be in Canada and they don't
Mm-hmm.
call them zip codes. So postal codes. In this way, you can say, for these zip codes around my business, I'm going to deliver to home. And if somebody is checking out and they put that zip code in, it'll see that and present the home delivery method to them. And of course, then you can set up shipping methods for that. If you want to charge for home delivery or not charge for home delivery, you have that kind of control and you have it at the zip code level. For Canada, when you do the Canada thing, and I don't ever remember if it's number, letter, number, or letter, number, letter, but you only have to put the first three in. You don't have to put the full 6 digits in for the Canadian code. You just put the first three in. So that makes it pretty easy to build these out. And you can paste in comma separated, I think it is, into this big field. So if you have a bunch of them, you can just paste them in. So that's how you can set up zones for both ground shipping or regular shipping away from the store. And you can also set up home delivery. One you'll do by state or country, and then one or combination, and then one you'll do by zip code. Home delivery you'll do by zip code.
Thanks.
Very handy. Use that if you need help. In the description, the help center document to the shipping zones is set up. This video will be there. There's also a bigger video on how to set up home delivery shipping methods in detail. And then, as usual, if you need help, reach out to me and Susie at podcast@workstand.com, or probably get better, more accurate, and certainly more timely help with the client success team. So support@workstand.com, or chat
Yeah.
or call.
Yeah. Either way, all parties are equally enthused to help.
Yes, and enthusiasm doesn't denote skill level, but we are enthusiastic.
We will try. Yes.
Oh.